We're back. I'm your host, Steve Alls, and with me is Kroger chef John Ellis. You know, I mentioned before the show we're going to be cooking with shrimp.
That's right.
You know, what is this dish called?
This is a red stripe beer barbecue shrimp.
Red stripe barbecue shrimp. I like it.
So we're going to saute some shrimp up, and then we're going to make some barbecue sauce with some red stripe beer.
It sounds really good. Now, how did this recipe come about? This is one of yours, right?
Yeah, it's a recipe that I came upon while I was living in Key West. It's a Caribbean, has a little Caribbean twist to it.
Floridian.
And it uses one of their finest products down there, their Key West pink shrimp.
Yes. Yeah, we carry this in our stores, and the taste on these is so much different, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a much sweeter taste, and that's why people go to them. And it's a beautiful product.
Well, you ready to get started?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. What's the first step?
First thing we're going to do is add some canola oil, just enough to coat our pan, probably about a tablespoon.
This is going to actually help eventually in the creation of the sauce at the end.
It'll be part of it. Then we're going to add some garlic, just some fresh chopped garlic, about a tablespoon, and some diced white onion.
There you go.
And while that's cooking up right there, we're just going to saute that up a little bit so it gets a little color. I'm going to go ahead and season these shrimp up. What I'm seasoning the shrimp with is just it's a dry herb seasoning.
This is something you created, right?
Right. It's very simple. It's most people can make this with what they already have in their cabinet at home. It's some paprika, some thyme leaves, some oregano leaves, some basil leaves, salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic.
You know, really, it's close almost to a blackened seasoning.
Blackened seasoning. All you'd have to do is maybe add a little bit of
cayenne pepper.
Cayenne pepper to it.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on how hot you want it.
Here we go.
All right, so our pan's getting good there. What's really important with these shrimp is they have this coating that they have on them. You want to keep that coating on them. So we're going to lay these out in the pan so that one side gets seasoned and seared really nice.
Yeah, a few extras not going to hurt us, man, because we'll grind on these things after the show. And another key here is not to really overcrowd your pan, right, John?
Right. You don't want to overcrowd your pan, because what we had here is we had a hot pan, and now we've just added a cold product to it. So it works out well if you have your shrimp not really at room temperature, but you can let it sit out of the refrigerator for a minute while you're getting ready to cook your dish. That way it doesn't go in there, because it'll act like a giant ice cube and just cools your pan right down.
Yeah, we had talked about this also when we're doing meat and we're doing steak. If you let that meat, that protein actually come to a better temperature, it won't like kill your pan once you put food into it.
That's right. And so what we're going to do is while these are searing, getting that good, letting the seasoning stick to the shrimp, letting the garlic and the onions cook down a little bit. Looks like we're getting close. Yeah, we're getting close here. Let me go ahead and give this one a little.
Flip it up. There you go. Now these kind of almost have just a natural look to them once they're done. They kind of curl up a little bit. You don't want them to curl up too much.
Now they'll start to curl up a little bit, and you'll actually see the color of the shrimp will start to change a little bit, and you can actually tell what part of the shrimp is cooked and what part hasn't. So while we got the shrimp for finishing, I'm gonna go ahead and add in a few ingredients. Right here we have about a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. That's just gonna help with That's just gonna help with our sauce.
And it'll actually help steam it up a little bit too, get your shrimp done.
Tablespoon of fresh lemon juice. Then I'm going to add in a little bit of diced tomato. And then this will probably be your favorite part.
Yeah, well, this is the key ingredient: red stripe beer.
Red stripe beer.
Now that's a Caribbean beer, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of the
Imagine that.
One of the beers from the islands, from Jamaica. What we're going to do with this red stripe beer is we're just going to deglaze the pan a little bit. Deglazing with that is it's going to help take any of the spices that are left laying around the pan. It's going to bring them back into the sauce.
It's looking really good. You know, and one thing about when you use alcohol, you really don't want to have that alcohol taste in here.
No, just
you want the essence of that alcohol.
You're right.
So you let it kind of evaporate a little bit, and it'll do its thing and leave the essence. Great.
So
Look at that sauce.
We're getting really close right now. As you can see, the texture of the shrimp, the way they're plumping up really nice. What we're going to do to finish this sauce is we're going to add some nice whole butter to it.
There you go.
All the butter's going to do is it's going to pull everything together one more time and add a little bit more richness. And it's just
Paul, I added in there.
It's going to make it nice. There we go.
There we go. And this is really just takes just about another minute or so. And
Right now, all you're
ready,
doing is
isn't it?
you're just letting your butter incorporate with the ingredients. And there's, you see the sauce
Look
is
at that. It's starting
thicken
to
up.
really nicely come together. Y'all can see that. Wow.
Unfortunately, with this recipe, the red stripe beer is best at room temperature. So I mean, I guess it keeps
It prevents us from drinking it, right?
keeps us honest while we're working.
Okay, well, while this is almost ready to plate, so I'm going to grab the plate here, and
right.
we're just going to make it look pretty.
Yep. Let me hold this. I'm gonna take this is some fresh black iron skillet yellow corn, another one of our great summertime ingredients.
You just took that right off the cob.
Right off the cob, saute it in a black iron skillet. I love my black iron skillets.
Yes.
Black iron skillet with some red onions, salt, and pepper. Now these shrimp are looking perfect. They're ready. They're ready
Let me
for a
hold
plate.
this up here while you do that.
And this is something you can do as an appetizer, or you can do it as an entree. Anything you want to do with it. It's great with some rice and beans.
To me, it's a standalone, man. With that cold corn and this shrimp here, it's a perfect summertime dish to me.
And then here's how you want to finish this thing off. You just want to dump a little bit of that sauce, because this sauce,
Oh, yeah.
and what's really good with that sauce is some corn muffins.
Yes.
We'll put a little garnish on that to make it nice and pretty. And then that's our dish. That's
That is beautiful, man. I really like this a lot. This is one of the better dishes we've ever done on the show.
That's good to hear.
Awesome job. When we come back, we're doing a crazy apple dessert. But first, it's time to announce our winner of the Cookin' with Kroger sweepstakes.